If you're trying to lose body fat but failing, then it's probably because of these healthy foods. By the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how to fix your diet, avoid these traps, and start losing body fat quickly. When I first started trying to lose weight, I followed the advice that I was given by everyone around me. I switched to wraps instead of having bread. I was switching to all low-fat dairy products like low-fat yogurts. But despite me doing all this, I didn't actually start losing any weight at all. And it was only at that point that I realised that everything that I'd been told, all the advice I'd been given, was all a lie. And once I stopped following the mainstream advice, I started shedding the weight quick. Like, it just fell off me. And I achieved my goal of being lean and muscular in a matter of months. It was crazy how fast, as soon as I made the switch from what everyone was telling me, boom, dream physique. So in this video, just run you through foods that people think are healthy and that everyone is told is healthy. Carbohydrates. Everyone has been told from a young age that carbohydrates are what fill you up. You know, if you have tuna pasta mayo, it's the pasta that fills you up. You know, you need a carbohydrate with every single meal. You know, lunch, you have a sandwich. For dinner, you have bread, pasta, some form of carbohydrate with every single meal. But it actually doesn't fill you up. The things that satiate you are actually fats and protein, the other two macronutrients. So people have been telling you to avoid fats your entire life. And, you know, oh, fats are bad for you. But actually, fats are one of the two that really fill you up. Whereas carbohydrates lead you to seeking out more food. Because, let's just break this down quickly. Carbohydrates, you know, when you read the back of a label and it'll say, I haven't actually got anything, carbohydrates of which sugars. Essentially, that means of which are simple sugars. There's two types of carbohydrates. There's complex carbs and there's simple carbs. Complex carbs break down a lot slower, and they're what you would find as whole wheat pasta, wholemeal bread, you know, the brown bread, brown wraps, all of that sort of stuff. Whereas the simple carbs are more of the white rice, white bread, standard pasta that you just find everywhere. And the simple carbs break down into sugar a lot quicker. So essentially, carbohydrates are just sugar, whether they're complex or simple. The complex are more slow release, so they'll give you more energy over time. So if you ate complex carbs at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you'd still be having the energy boost at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. However, with the simple carbs, it'd probably last about an hour, and then you'd end up having a carb crash, which is when you have too many carbs at one point and your body just doesn't want to move. And I'm sure you've experienced that before. You know, when you go into like a food coma, that's a carb crash. But another lie that I was told was fruit juices. Oh, you know, yeah, orange juice, yeah, that's really good for you. You know, oranges are good for you, so why wouldn't orange juice be good for you? Apple juice, tropical juice, yeah, make smoothies, yeah, that's all good. Fruit juices are one of the worst, most sugary drinks out there. The reason that apples and oranges are perfectly fine to eat as much as you want are due to the fiber content inside. Now, the fiber basically binds to the sugar molecule and makes it absorb at a slower rate. So you're not just getting this like rush, like a sugar rush. But when you have the apple juice or the orange juice, it's more concentrated. There's no fibre in there. It's essentially just sugar. It's just flavoured sugar. The same as a bottle of Diet Coke. You may as well just drink a Diet Coke if you're going to have a glass of apple juice. It'll do the same. Because there isn't that fibre content to slow the absorption down. It just goes straight through you. You just have a sugar overload, and it's not good. And we have touched on this just now, but low-fat foods. Low-fat yogurts, that's the main one, is low-fat Greek yogurt. That's what everyone always says. Oh yeah, get some Greek yogurt, yeah, low-fat. Oh, look, it's got 0 fat in it. Fat tastes good. That is the part of Greek yogurt that tastes really good, is the fat. So when you take the fat out, you've just got this bitter yogurt slop. So what do? Oh yeah, we'll put some sugar in there, some sweeteners, and you don't even know it, because sugar goes by hundreds of different names on the back of labels. It can go by so many different names that sugar could be on the back of that label 5 times and you'd think it was only once. And so they're pumping these these 0 fat yogurts and drinks. Coke Zero. I'm pretty sure it's got 0 fat in it, pumped with sweeteners. Anything that says low fat or no fat, completely avoid. It is awful for your body. If you're wondering why sweeteners are bad for you, it's just like messes with all of your hormone systems. It is not good. So you'll actually notice on the yogurts, next time you're in the shop, if there's the same brand yogurt, Greek yogurt, and then they've got a fat-free version, compare the sugars and you'll see exactly what I mean. And another cope that people like to buy and say, oh yeah, it's good for me, another healthy food, is protein bars. And a chocolate-covered, salted caramel-flavoured protein bar with 350 calories and 16 grams of sugar is not good for you. I don't know why I feel like why should I have to tell you this? But something that has more calories than a bar of chocolate on its own is not good for you. It doesn't matter if it has 20 grams of protein. It is literally just a glorified bar of chocolate. That's all it is. And they've just slapped some protein in. Boom. It's a healthy gym snack. It's not. All the grenade bars. And I went through a phase where I was devouring these things. Like, I loved them. Despite them being like £2.50 each. I was eating these things constantly and I didn't even stop and think. Hold on. This is just chocolate. It's dark chocolate and raspberry flavoured. It's a bit weird for a healthy snack, isn't it? So, that is all of the healthy foods that I could think of that are completely misleading and that people love to rave about. Now that you know how to avoid these for fat loss, the next logical step is turning your body lean and muscular. And you're probably wondering how to build, decent bit of muscle and get jacked. I have just made a video on that exact thing. It's the one thing that I realised and it just clicked in my brain and it changed everything for me. So go watch that video right now. Click subscribe. Have a hard day and a great week. Mwah.